Today, you're going to play the workplace racing fractions. You're going to need one racing fractions game board. It looks just like this. You may have to tape the edges down if there's a nice crease or bump in the middle, just to make sure that you can play properly. You're also going to need one racing fractions record sheet, and you'll need to record your name and your partner's name. You'll also need workplace cards. The racing fractions workplace cards. You'll likely have to share a deck with another group or another pair, so please sit close to another pair. The last things you'll need are obviously a pencil and then 8 blue and 8 red, or 8 yellow and 8 green. You'll just need 8 different game markers of different colors. Step 1. Each player places one game marker at 0 on each of the 8 fraction number lines on the game board. Notice how there are 8 different blues and 8 different red game markers. They're also at the 0 mark on the number line. Next, each player is going to choose a fraction card. The player with the larger fraction card goes first. So I'll go first. I have 8/6. My partner, my imaginary partner, has 3/8. So, which is larger, 8/6 or 3/8? I'll give you a moment to think about this. Hopefully you recognize right away that 8/6 is an improper fraction, so this is greater than 1, and 3/8 is a part of a whole, smaller than one whole. So I'll be going first today. 3. Player 1 takes a new fraction card and then moves one or more game markers the total distance shown on the player card. So I'm going to take a new card. My new card is 2/6, and I guess I'll be blue. So I'm going to take one of the game markers shown, and I'm going to go the total distance shown on the card. Now, I can break it up if I want, but I think I'm just gonna keep it really simple to start. There's a little bit of a glare here, so I'm trying to stand over it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go to the 6, and I'm gonna move blue 1, 2, 6. Okay, so there's the first one. Number 4, the player writes the fraction from the fraction card in the left-hand column of her table and writes the fraction or equation that describes how the game pieces were moved in the right-hand column. So since I'm player 1, Metalis, I'm going to go ahead and write my fraction, 2/6, and I'm going to write my equation. So going back over to my fraction map over here, my number lines, I use the 1/6 grid. So there are a total of 6/6 that make a whole, and so on and so forth. That goes all the way to 2. So I essentially did 1/6 plus 1/6, which is going to get me 2/6. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. 1/6 plus 1/6 equals 2/6. Number 5, player 2 checks player 1's work. If player 2 disagrees, he has to convince player 1 of his reasoning, and player 1 gets to try again. This step is very important. Please make sure that you're looking over your partner's work, because it's just as important as knowing whether or not yours is right. Number 6. Then player 2 takes a turn and player 1 checks his work. Number 7, players continue to take turns, record moves, and check each other's work until all of one player's game markers are on the 2s. Okay, so my ghost agrees with me that my equation is correct, so I'm going to go ahead and discard. And now the ghost, pretending the ghost, is going to draw a card, 5/10. So my ghost is going to say, oh, well, I'm red, and 5/10. Looking at this game board, well, I have tenths, so I'll move. Well, I also know 5/10 is the same as 1/2, but I think I want to move this one. So my ghost is going to go right here. Don't forget to fill out the record sheet. I'm going to go ahead and write for my ghost. So my ghost had 5/10, and what my ghost did was 0 plus 1/2 equals 1/2, right? Looking over my ghost's work, Looks great. We're going to keep racing until someone gets to the end. Just a reminder, the goal of the game is to get all of your game pieces from this end all the way to 2. So you're going to keep adding to the fractions. Now, sometimes you're going to get a fraction that you're going to have to convert, like how my ghost converted 5/10 to 1/2. You'll need to be able to do the same thing. Feel free to use scratch paper. Good luck!